to my channel, and today I have another experiment type video. I'm going to be dyeing my hair once again. You may have seen my video I posted a couple of weeks ago where I dyed my hair pink, and where that was a washout dye. It has mostly washed out now. There's still a slight pinkish tinge at the top, but other than that it's mostly back to my natural blonde colour. So today I've brought another dye that I'm going to be testing out whilst we're in this quarantine period to see how it works and just to experiment with different colours. So today I'm going to be using this Manic Ultraviolet Amplified dye to dye my hair purple. So let's just get straight into the video. So first things first, this bottle, it comes on its own like this, and I only brought one this time because it is 118ml. So I used around 100ml of the pink dye to get my whole head, so I think this one should be okay, just one bottle, but obviously I will test that out. And it doesn't come with like anything else, no gloves or protection or anything, but the instructions are here on a label in the back, so I will be following the instructions for the dye today. And it says also about best results are on bleached hair. Now I'm not going to be doing that today because I don't want to damage my natural hair, so I will just be testing this out on my natural light blondish hair. Another thing I thought I would mention is how Manic is a vegan dye, so it's suitable for vegans and it's also non-tested on animals, which is always a good thing. I've chose to use the amplified version today because it's meant to last 30% longer and with a 30% brighter tone, and where I don't plan on bleaching my hair, I thought this one would be the better option. Now, unlike the live dye that I used a couple of weeks ago, this dye doesn't need to be done on wet hair. It says to be done on freshly washed and dried hair. So I'm going to wash and blow dry my hair now, ready to use this. So my hair is now freshly washed and dried, and I've not made the same mistake as last time, and I've put on a old t-shirt on top of my other t-shirt so I don't get purple on my t-shirt. And I'm now going to go into the bathroom to apply the dye.
So this set didn't come with any gloves, but luckily I had some left from when I used the live dye a couple weeks ago, so I just put those on and then I separated my hair into sections ready to put the dye. I found that the bottle was a lot easier and not as messy to squeeze the dye out, which was good, and then I just went straight in and started applying the dye to my hair. So when I was near the bottom of the bottle, it was a lot harder to get out, so I ended up having to hit the bottle against my hand and take the lid off, but I did manage to get out all of the dye in the end from the bottle, but it was definitely more of a challenge nearer the end. So after doing this before, this was a lot easier process. However, I still was no expert, but definitely found it easier to apply than I did with the first dye because that was my first time ever doing So when I felt like I had covered all of it and I'd used the entire bottle, I then just put it up on top of my head. Now it said to cover in a plastic cap, but I didn't have one of these, so I just left it. Overall, I felt like I had covered my hair pretty well, but to be honest, I could have maybe done with an extra bottle, but we'll have to see how it turns out in the end.
Okay, so I'm back in my bedroom and I have covered all my hair. It is like dry and it's quite crispy, but it says to leave it for half an hour to an hour depending on like your hair, and it also says to speed up the process, and I don't know, something to do with the hair cuticles. You can use heat on your hair to make it last longer. So I might go in with like a hairdryer in a minute and blow it, but I will check back with you when I'm ready to wash it out. And also comparing the application process of this dye to the live dye, I definitely think this dye was a lot easier just to like get out of the bottle, and it was just so much like more of a clean process, and it came off the sink area perfectly fine as well, like the live dye did, no stains or anything. Also price wise, these two dyes cost around the same. I used 2 tubs of the live dye and they were about £4.50 each, so about £9, and then the dye I used today was £9.50, so again it was like a very similar price. So I just went ahead and washed all the dye out of my hair. I did this after letting it sit for like 2 to 2.5 hours. I left it in for quite a while. It took about 20 minutes or something to wash out, maybe a bit less. But I'm kind of nervous because it's been looking very blue and like not purple. So I don't know what it's gonna turn out like, but I'm gonna go ahead and wash and dry my hair and then I'll be back with the results. So this is the hair. I'm kind of disappointed really, like it's a bit of a fail. My hair hasn't taken to the dye overly well and it looks better on camera than it does in real life. In real life it's like a really off like grey blue, but like mostly dark browny blonde. It's just not what I was hoping for really, but like I definitely think pink is more my colour, and the pink dye did come out a lot better than what this dye has, but this dye is meant to be better, like the reviews and stuff. I also chose the amplified dye, which is meant to be brighter and more pigmented, and for that I don't really think, like if this is more pigmented I think the other one would be worse, but I don't know, it's okay. I don't think I would be using this dye again, and I think if I was to choose to do my hair another colour now I would choose to go pink, because I just think my hair took well to pink but not really to this purple. So yeah, it's a bit patchy and like some places it barely even looks like the dye's been taken by at all. So, but overall it's okay, but honest review, probably wouldn't use Manic Panic again, even though it's meant to be a good dye, but that's just my opinion. Everyone's hair's different. But yeah, that is it. So thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.
So I just thought I'd include here some photos I took afterwards in different lighting so you could get a proper feel for how the dye turned out.